All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're going to get started here in just a moment. As you're coming in, drop us another days, that like button. Let everyone know that we are here live as normal for Tuesday night with the weekly blend. Got a couple of things to go over and some things we're going to do as far as just some upcoming content. So jump in. We'll get started here in a moment. All right, come on, we go. Get started here in just a moment. Welcome in again. Get started here in a moment. Say what's up to everyone. All right, good. Everybody's coming in.
Yeah, pull up feeling like a whole millie. Smell good. They know the vibe is really silly. Got that fresh cologne, now she wanna get with me. Stepping out the whip, the whole city smelling me. Smell good, yeah, that's a luxury. Smell good, level up your energy. Smell good, now they remember me. Smell good, welcome to the family.
All right, what's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome to Tuesday night for the weekly blend. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for this Tuesday evening. Hopefully you're having an amazing day. Hopefully things are going exactly the way you want them to, need them to, and yes, even expect them to. Appreciate you all stopping through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for just a little bit as we jump into it. Let's see what we got going on in the chat, see who's here, see what's going on. Straight up, center of the day is Marley Mellow Mood. Nice. David Webster, hope you're doing well. I'm doing really good, doing good. Hopefully you're doing the same. Hopefully things are going well for you as well. Good to see you in the building. The Rock is in the building. Good to see you, my guy. Center of the day is Ethereal Soul Reinvented. Very nice. Otto is in the building. Listen, Otto, good to see you. I caught you last night, or not last night, but earlier in the week on Jim's live, Jim's stream. So definitely good to put a face with it at all and everything. So definitely welcome to the community. Welcome to this whole place and space. And your center of the day is Purple Rain by Central Obsessions. Very nice. SVT Haynes is peace to the chat. Peace, Kev. Center of the day is Las Vegas Specific Bill. All right, nice. Now that one I've not heard of, so definitely something might need to at least see what's going on with that, if what thoughts are on that and everything. But yes, listen, it is Tuesday night. We are here in the place and definitely having a good day so far. Hopefully, people got the message that we are live. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes the notifications go out, sometimes they don't. But here's the thing. We're here every Tuesday night. So without fail, we're going to be here every Tuesday night. Gotcha. Rock said, Usher, baby, listen, it's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in the drop top, cruising the streets. Now, listen, with Usher, I saw recently, we say cruising the streets, but I think Usher says it's actually supposed to be who's in the sheet or who's in the street. So I don't know about that, but okay. Okay, didn't want to say Las Vegas. Okay, got you. I got you. Okay, Pacific, got you. Yes, you're using my thing because I don't want to get in trouble with that brand. So if I'm ever talking about a clone, a dupe, inspired take, what have you, from that brand, we're gonna call it Las Vegas. So I get it. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see what else we got. William is in the building. Center of the day is Tango. Nice. James, what's going on, my guy? Good to see you, man. We need to talk. I haven't talked to you in a bit. Just good to see you in the chat. Good there as well. Handicart Mexican, good to see you. What's up? Good to see you. Rolf is in the building. Appreciate you coming through, Rolf. Nicely. Nice. Let's see what we got going on here. Handicart says, I am 3 for 3 on Mancera fragrances. Yeah, Mancera is one of those that you got a lot of choices. You got a lot of options there. But there's a lot of good stuff in there. Again, I recommend them especially if you're starting to move into niche. I definitely recommend Mancera as a place to kind of jump in. Cedroit Bois is kind of like the standard. That was actually my very first niche fragrance was Cedroit Bois, and then from there it's just on. For me, Black Gold is my top Mancera right now, probably. But there's a lot that you can't go wrong with. In the space of Mancera. All right. Perez straight up. So you're doing a March Madness brackets for spring fragrance all the way to the final four? Kind of. Yes. Kind of. Here's what's going on. So we'll kind of jump into it in a moment. But yes, I am doing a March Madness with fragrances. I did it last year. With the fragrances I had, and so we're going to jump into that. We're going to get started with that here in a moment. And so yes, we're doing something along that line. We're going to have a bracket. We're going to have all of that fun stuff. I'm about to show you kind of my setup as far as AI helping me get that accomplished, and then you'll have videos coming out the rest of this week and next week and what have you that will begin to kind of really crown the champion for 2026. Yeah, we're in 2026. Crown the champion for 2026 as far as out of my collection, who is the fragrance March Madness winner. And it's not just going to be limited to spring fragrances. It's going to be everything in my collection is up for being in the bracket. All right. So, Handicart, what's the but? Okay. I don't know if that was from me. Finally got nose on Mancera French Riviera. That's a nice one. Yes, absolutely. Perfect. All right. So let's first, before we jump in, let's kind of give you, because I want to kind of do some things where this becomes also not just a place for conversation, but also for news as far as other information, as far as things that are coming up, things that are on the horizon as far as fragrances and things of that nature. So let me first up is I was looking to see kind of what things are on the horizon or coming out or have just come out. So I know there's a new Florico that's coming out in actually a couple weeks. So Florico, for those of you that don't know, is a brand that I got to experience when I was at Sense Explorer. A lot of great things. Just be mindful. There may be something on the way, just as far as some of those other things that could be in play. But a couple other things, just especially for those that kind of may know. So Lattafa released something recently called Lattafa London, the City of Contrast. Now, when I'm looking at the notes, and if I'm honest, just these three that came out from Lattafa, I don't know that I'm too eager for them. But, let's kind of go through the first one as far as the notes on it. Top notes are supposed to be tangerine and tangerine heart and lemon, pink pepper, some ginger, some neroli, some apple, what have you. So I don't know. I know it's just released. I haven't seen or haven't really looked for any updates on it or anything on it. So I can't tell you for sure what that's going to look like, but that may be something, if that's up your alley, if those notes speak to you, that may be something to take a look at. Another one that I think when I first saw it, I was just intrigued by before I even knew notes, just because, it was a new Lattafa at the time. But it is New York. So this one is a cherry one, which we'll see how that flows. Not every cherry is for me. Some cherries kind of can be a little medicinal at times. So some cherries are good, some cherries are not. Of course, there's French Defense, but and what is it? The one by Kajal, is it Ruby? That one is definitely a hitter, but I can't speak for every cherry, so we'll see how that one goes. That'll be one I probably want to get my nose on first. And then there is another one called Love in Paris. So they did like a city collection or city thing from Latafa. So that one is seems more gourmandish. That was caramelized apple and some syrup and some roasted tonka. So that one's probably going to be sweet. I don't know how that is. I think that one, just my thoughts, might probably lean a little more feminine than what I may be looking for, but that's something else. And then as I was looking, there's something else that is coming very soon as far as in May. Let me get these comments off the stage real quick just so y'all can see. So myself, YSL, I guess, is releasing myself EDT Intense, and that's supposed to come out in May of this year. So something else to kind of be on your radar if that's something that you are interested in from YSL. All right. Let's kind of jump into, let's kind of get that off. Sorry. A lot of stuff moving around, a lot of moving parts tonight. All right. So let's kind of jump back into the comments real quick. And then we're going to jump into our conversation today as far as we're going to start a conversation, as it were, on how we're going to do this March Madness and the bracketology and what have you. It is something I did last year, so we'll kind of jump there. Jump back to the comments here. Let's see where we pick up where we left off. Okay, so that butt was, I like it. I was expecting it to be similar to City of Stars. Don't think it is, but it's definitely nice. Okay, DJ's in the building. Good to see you, DJ. Thanks for stopping through. Hope you're doing amazing as well. The Rock said he was in the upside down. All right. Yes, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you hit that as well. All right. The question is, are they all original sets? I believe they are supposed to be. I haven't really done a whole lot of research to see what they're supposed to be, if they're supposed to be doing a take of. But in fact, let's just do a quick search real quick, just see as far as New York, if there's anything that we're told that it's supposed to be a take of. Give me just a second here. So, and again, it's early for example, for Fragrantica. Fragrantica is putting it as like a French Defense / Narcotic Delight or Surge Off Opera, which I don't know. Like I said, I haven't looked at notes in depth or anything of that nature. I could see in some respects where it might start off being a French Defense, but I don't know. Don't know. All right. So, but yeah, I'll probably do a little more research and let you all know as far as coming back to it, seeing what it might look like. All right, let's see who else is in the building. Marion's good in the building. Good to see you, Marion. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping through. The Fragrance Decant Boutique is in the building. Appreciate you stopping through as well. All right, we got everybody saying what's up. Good. All right, so let me get this off there, and we're gonna kind of show. I'm gonna kind of basically jump into showing you kind of what we're gonna do as far as my March Madness. Give me just a second here. All right. And a lot of moving pieces here. All right. So, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my AI and I am going to ask it for basically all of my, basically for it to take all of my fragrances and to begin to basically just throw them into a bracket, pick them apart, what have you, throw them into a bracket and see what we can come up with. All right, give me just a second. I made one mistake I didn't do here real quick. All right, so let's do this. Let's show my screen here at that to the stage. So you see I've got my AI. I'm currently using Claude, And what I'm going to just simply do is drop in my my clone list, and I'm going to ask it now to give me, I've been talking to it already, kind of getting it set up. Give me the bracket breakdown. All right. So while that's doing that, I've kind of broken it down. I've asked it to break it down. So we're going to have 6 rounds. So each round is going to be basically centered on something. So the first round is going to be, where did I have that? First round is going to be centered on performance. So we're going to first talk about performance and the head-to-head matchup. The next, and that includes like longevity, projection, all that fun stuff. The next round will be presentation, which will be like bottle design, what have you. Then the third factor will be the appeal factor, mass appeal, whether it's unique enough, things of that nature, and then potential is uniqueness, signature scent, that type of thing. The next to last round, I guess, which will be the final 4, would be which one gave the best first impression. And then when it comes down to the last 2, that's just going to be my choice. Which one of the 2 that we have gone head to head with are going to be head to head. So yes, as the question I see right in there, clone list or cologne list, it's going to be everything in my collection. It's everything that we have in the collection. Let's see what we've got. All right, so it's building a bracket. I'm going to come back to that. Let's remove that for just a second. I'm going to come back to that. All right, so it's going to be everything in my collection. I put all of my bottles, all of my fragrances, and this is full bottle. So this is not going to be any of my travel sprays, any of my samples. This is just all full bottles. And we're going to go through everything through there and see what comes out. Last year I did it. I kind of did the same process. We did it last year. It was pretty interesting. And we'll do it again. So definitely make sure you are tapped in and linked in as far as that information. While we're waiting for that to happen, something else to make you all aware of. In fact, let me drop this in the chat real quick here. Where are we at? There is a new partnership, a new affiliation that we have. And let me drop it in here so that you all can take advantage of it. And the code save yourself 10% and definitely use to support the channel. All right. So I am happy to announce that House of Dubai we are now an affiliate with House of Dubai, and you can save yourself 10% using the code smellgoods10. Save yourself 10% over there, and it does help to support the channel. So definitely go over there. There are things, yes, we're talking niche, so there are things over there that you might want to get your nose on and get your hands on, and you can save yourself 10%. Definitely something to take care of and look at there. All right, jump back in. What app or program do you use to log your fragrances? I just use an Excel spreadsheet. So I just have a drive that I have, my Google Drive, and I just drop them all into there. So as I get new ones, I just put them in there and it sorts it for me. So that's kind of what I use. I just use a drive, Excel spreadsheet or whatever. All right. Okay. So let's go back over. And looks like we got our results so far. All right. So we've got our round of 64. All right, so we've got some matchups here. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger there before we can see. So we've got some challenges here. All right, so we've got, for example, match 1, we got Polo Black versus Game of Spades Full House. Match 2, we've got Indigo XX from John Varvatos going up against Forever Wanted Absolute. We got things like Amber Oud Carbon versus Man in Black. So you can see there's some changes. I mean, there's some things in here that are going up against things that may not necessarily be in the same space or what have you, but definitely some things that might be good matchups. All right. Boston versus Wild Card. Okay. Boston. Yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting because that's two heavy hitters for me. So we'll just kind of go through, and once I film them, they will just be kind of how I feel about it. We'll put it out there and we'll kind of run through it. We'll update each time that we go through, but you can kind of see how this is going to run. This is how it's going to go. So definite some challenges there, some things that we might take a look at. Interesting. Okay. So again, as you can see, it's not a respecter of clone versus original. And so if the clone's going to do what it's going to do, it's got to do what it's got to do. And you know, it's not a respecter of as far as what we have as far as niche versus designer or anything of that nature. We've got a full-on 64 fragrance matchup that will be interesting to see kind of where we go as far as which one is going to be the number one out of my collection this year based upon this matchup, right? Based upon this matchup. All right. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? That's going to be interesting to kind of see and go through. And so I'll start filming that over the next couple of days and get those videos out. And it'll be a nice thing, All right. Let's remove that. Let's kind of get that off there. Perfect. All right. What's going on in the chat? Everybody else we're going through. Looks like Lachey's in the building. Good to see you, sis. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping through. Everybody say what's up. All right. Good. All right. So that's how the March Madness is going to work. I did it last year. Like I said, it basically is just, it's a fun way. It's a cool way to just kind of go through, because it's sometimes challenging to kind of sit here and say, okay, which was my top 5, top 10, what have you. This is a way to kind of structure it so that I'm kind of thinking through and kind of breaking it down and going through and saying, okay, what are the fragrances? What are the things that are going to work for me in this season as far as when I have to put things head to head, right? It makes it a little easier because instead of going, all 180 bottles I have, basically just going through and taking 64 randomly chosen and saying in a head-to-head competition between these two, which one works best, and between these two, which one works best, and so on. All right. So that's that. So make sure you're tapped in for that. Let's also pin this there so you all know. Pin that message up to the top there. All right. So again, House of Dubai. We are now officially an affiliate. We are officially a part of that. And here's the thing. For those of you that know, thank you, Corey. That came about because of everything that's been happening with that whole situation. They reached out to me. We had some conversations about some things, and it just worked out really well as far as being connected with House of Dubai now. So definitely, again, appreciate those of you that will use that link. And this is not the last time you'll see it. I'll definitely be putting it out there. They are sending over some things to me as far as like a discovery set I know from a brand. And so that'll be one of the first things that you all will see there, but there's some other things that you'll see as well. And yes, Lachey, hi, Corey. Actually, I need to check and see what happened with his court case today, because we need to see what happened there. All right. But let me kind of go through some things I recently got into the collection, some things that I recently picked up, or have, I should say, that came in. And some of these have been out. Actually, all of these have been out for a little bit, but you all know I don't just jump out and grab everything when it first comes out. Not everything will I do that. I will just kind of grab things as either they come in or when, whatever it may be. All right. First one up is, let me get this. So this is Vanguard, and I'll probably do a full on first impressions or fragrance haul video. But this one is the Vanguard from Maison Azrar. So I know I've seen Walt talk about this one. This is its take on Absolute Aventus. Let's get a tester strip here. And now Walt has said, and we might have to fight, but Walt has said that this Vanguard is better than this. And if you've been on my channel anytime, if you know how I feel about this one right here, you know that this is like goated for me, right? But we're gonna see if I can agree, or we might need to research some more. Definitely in the space. Definitely. All right, I'm not willing to pass judgment just yet. But I can see this has potential. Yeah. I'll spend a little more time with this. But yeah, this Vanguard off initial spray. Let's do this. Let's just do them side by side. See what we got going on. All right. Very close. Now, and this just could be a matter of age, as it were. And again, that bottle, I just opened that up. So the Supremacy Collector's Edition has a bit more of a punch to it, as it were. But I can admit, yeah, that might just be an age thing. That might just be an age thing. Yeah, they're very much in the same space. Okay. So yeah, we're going to spend a little more time with that. I'll have a full review on that at some point. I'll probably, like I said, have a video come out maybe tomorrow, I think it is. That'll be, yeah, I'll probably have it set for tomorrow. That will be a just kind of a fragrance haul, first impressions, a little more extended, but Walt might be onto something. He might be. Don't tell him I said it, but he might be. We'll see. All right, but that's one thing I got, which was that Mason Azroir Vanguard. Definitely something. Now, if you have the Supremacy Collector's Edition, I'm going to call it redundant. You don't need both of them. You don't need two of them because they're the same scent profile. You really don't need both of them. But for me, just as far as comparing the two, yeah, doesn't mean I'm giving one away or the other, but it's just right now, first impression, yeah, they're both in that space. They're both pretty good. All right. Jump back into the chat, see what we got, if we got anything going on. The Rock says, anybody familiar with Centaura? I'm not sure what that is. Let's go a quick search and see if there's anything. What is Centaura? Is that a fragrance or what is that? Oh, it's a brand that looks like Centaura. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. Just looking at their site, and let's just, you put it out there, so let's just ask and let's see what we got. Let's remove this off of here as well. So this is Centaura. Rock, you were talking about this. So it looks like all of theirs are $49. What size? 50 ml, not bad. But I've never heard of them, so I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I don't know if anyone in the chat has heard of them or has any experience with them, but if you do, let Rock know your thoughts on it, please. All right, let's take that down. All right, what else we got going on here? Otto says, I want to remind everyone that Dee is having her St. Patty's Day sale today as well. Check it out after the stream tonight, y'all. Perfect. Okay. Absolutely. Appreciate that. If you have a link, go ahead and feel free to drop that link in the chat as well. Otto, just go ahead and drop that in there as well. That way the family has that and can help take advantage of that and support that as well. All right. All right. Perfect. All right. Let's see what else we got. So that was, again, the Mason Asrar Vanguard. Definitely nice to have there. Again, redundant if you already have the Supremacies Collector's Edition. As far as my initial thought, I don't think that there's too much difference where it's going to make one like where you would need to like go ahead and give one away or do something with one just to get the other. I think for most people, they're going to work very well as far as either one you get. So if you've been looking for an absolute Ventus take and you haven't gotten one yet, either one, as far as just my initial thoughts, my initial impressions, my initial thoughts, you could probably get away with either one. I'll probably have something as far as just kind of giving you my thoughts as far as which one is definitively the better of the two. But definitely that's kind of what I would recommend. All right. Got a hell of a sale coming on the 19th, 50% off everything on the whole site. Okay. Definitely check that out if that's something that you're interested in. SVT says no experience with Centaura at the 45-ish dollar for 50 ml price point. I like Montaigne perfumes. Okay, perfect. Next one up, as far as things that I got into the collection recently, it was this guy right here, which is the 9 p.m. night out. 9 p.m. night out. And now the box is a little different than before, just because it's a little magnetic. I don't know if you can, that's magnetic there. And then it does have the notes in there as well, which I'll tell you about. But this one is another one that I don't think is doing its take on anything. I think this is basically just another straight up kind of flanker in the 9 p.m. line. So let's see what we got going on here. Bottle's nice. This is nice. This is nice. Appreciate that, Simone. Appreciate that, sis. Yeah, this 9 p.m. night out, we're going to spend some more time with this one. This is nice. Notes on it are bergamot, dragon fruit, cognac, lavender, and apple. Middle notes is cardamom, mahonial, suede, toffee, and cedar. Base notes, tonka bean, akigala wood, ambro fix, and patchouli. That's what's in there. Yeah, this night out is nice. Now, again, this is not, I don't get anything that reminds me as far as what's what I'm looking for, a clone of anything. So I think this kind of, in my opinion, this is probably just another flanker for 9 p.m. I don't even necessarily get, so you know how 9 p.m. Elixir, there was, for me at least, there was a signature, as it were, from the JPG line, right? It kind of gave feelings that it might be a JPG flanker, but it wasn't necessarily. It was kind of like in that space, but wasn't a full-on clone. This doesn't even really give me, to my first impression, it doesn't give me like a JPG signature. There's just a lot of nice fruits in this. That dragon fruit is nice in this. Yeah, the 9 p.m. night out, that's going to be one to spend a little more time with. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm digging that. That's going to be one that for sure is going to be a one to kind of dig into a little more. Yeah, I'll have Got a lot of stuff I've got to get taken care of because you saw the brackets. So the brackets are going to be kind of priority just so we can kind of get things ready in place for to kind of coincide with the NCAA tournament. But we're going to have to do a full review. So I've got to spend a little more time with that as far as some days and whatnot. But the 9 p.m. night out is definitively one to spend more time with because it's nice. It's nice. So far, 2 for 2, because the Vanguard is nice as a absolute Ventus take. So far, our first impression. We'll talk about, we'll figure out as far as longevity, all that fun stuff. But on first sniff, definitely in that space. And then 9 p.m. night out is definitely one to spend a little more time with just because it's a nice smelling fragrance. It's definitely a nice smelling fragrance to kind of spend a little more time with as well. All right. Next one up, let me kind of get this. I see everybody's in the chat saying what's up to everybody. Definitely. I appreciate that community here as well. Wow, let me get this off here. Who's going to, or who's looking to go to potentially to global fragrance convention or global FragCon, whatever it is, in Houston. I think that's still in, where's that? In Houston. It's still in August. I think she recently changed the venue. I did see some stuff on her IG as far as the venue seems to be a nice size. So it does seem like it'll have enough space for everything. I think we heard on Walt's Live yesterday, Max Roma's in discussion as far as, not Max Roma, but House of Destin is definitely in discussion to kind of be there. So we'll kind of see what's going on. But interesting to see. We'll kind of see what that looks like. I'm still debating just because I want to see things firm up. We'll see how it is. But yeah. All right. Simone has the right idea going, but that all black party, that what I was looking at. In fact, let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me go here to Instagram. Let me see if I can, because that's the thing that I was like, sis, you talking little, your price is a little, a little high. Because I told you all, I don't know if I told you all in here, but I know I mentioned it to Walt, that the concern that I have with some things is the pricing as well. In fact, here we go. So let's share this tab. Let's bring that up here. All right, so she's got her all black party, official after party of the Global Fragrance Convention, Intercontinental Hotel. So it's on the 15th. So it's on that Saturday from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. So definitely a night out. Dress code is all black cocktail, wear your best fragrance, and open bar all night. So open bar all night is nice. Definitely something, right? However, I'm looking at the price. So early bird rate is $80. Regular rate after early bird is $160. So yeah, she is definitely trying to make sure that she gets the convention paid for up front. So that early bird rate basically is 50% off. So yeah, so it's one of those things. If you're going to go, that $80 is, now that I think about it, is not bad considering if we're talking open bar. Yeah, in open bar, I would imagine that there's also going to be some hors d'oeuvres, some appetizers, some stuff there. So that might be okay on par. I don't know if I just heard about this and the early bird pricing had already passed away. I don't know. I'd be looking at $160. I don't know that. I don't know that I'd be paying $160 for an after party. I don't know, especially because I don't know what you're working with. I don't know how you operate. I don't know what you're doing as far as how you have your parties and stuff. So $160 is kind of right? And then yes, as far as the actual price of things, I don't know if she's got it out there yet. But one of the things I heard was that VIP is going to be like $300. and regular is going to be like 140, 160, somewhere in there. So that pricing is something that could be a barrier for me, right? Just as far as whether or not, just because here's the thing, let's just be honest. It's the first time happening. And I don't know who she is as far as the person that's doing it. I don't know who she is as far as fragrance. I don't know who she is as far as in the community, what have you. And I want to make sure that that at the end of the day, I'm getting my money's worth. All right. Lachey, you said it's on Eventbrite. Let me go see if I can find it on Eventbrite real quick. Let me see what I can find real quick. There we go. Okay. So let's share this now. All right. So we got it on Eventbrite. Tickets go on sale on the 21st. Tickets, check-in early pass, pickup, VIP admission. All right. So let's kind of look at this and see what we got going on. Let's kind of scroll through real quick. We don't have a price that shows there. FragCon, okay. August 14th, 15th. Parking's available. Cool. Tickets go on sale on the 21st. Have to be purchased online via Eventbrite. No ticket sales at door. Can't take. Okay. Ticket control. Cool. Early pass pickup. Yes, you can. Thursday, 7 to 9. And then if you lose your pass, good. She's got private or professional private security. Good. Houston Police Department will be in there. Okay, good. All right. And VIP admission. So here we go. VIP admission. Entry 2 hours earlier than general admission. Separate VIP entrance with no waiting lines. Light breakfast and snacks throughout the day. Access to a VIP lounge and relaxation area. Complimentary champagne service. Reserved VIP seating areas and alternate restroom access. Okay. Panels and programming. Live panels, discussions, and speakers will take place throughout the event. Panel seating is first come, first serve. Reserved seating is available for VIP. General admission seating is limited. Okay. Activations and exhibitors. FragCon will feature, okay, so niche, ultra niche fragrance brands, designer, artisan, independent perfumers, bath and body brands, body oils and skincare, candles, home scent, fragrance making stations, candle making activations, and activation sites. Cool. Personal perfume bottles are not permitted. Got it. Solicitation and brand promotion, only licensed. Cool. Food vendors featuring, so there'll be food vendors, it looks like, water stations, cash bar throughout the vacation. Now, that right there for me is definitely something that is something that Scent Explorer could take note from. Scent Explorer definitely could take note from having more than just water stations. Scent Explorer had like water station, and that was pretty much it. Having a cash bar and food vendor, even if it's food trucks or what have you outside that you can kind of run to, that'd be perfect. I mean, it is New York. I know you're not going to be able to, especially where Scent Explorer was, you're not going to be able to have like food trucks lined up necessarily right there, but cart something, have some kind of, somebody in the place that might be able to offer some food or something might be helpful. All right. Bag policy, we don't care about that right now. Photography, personal photography is there. Apply for approval. After parties not included. Swag bag. So first 500 registered attendees will receive a FragCon swag bag valued at over $500. Now, that's a little different than I think what I first saw was that the swag bags were only going to be for VIP. The the fact that right now, the way I'm reading this, the VIP, or excuse me, anybody who's registered will get the swag bag as long as you're one of the first 500. Cool, that makes sense. I get that. Enforcement removal. All right, so let's see where we have. Do we have any other thing as far as pricing? Trying to see. Okay, here we go as far as pricing. All right, so early bird admission is $130. That's early bird. General admission. Oh, whoa. What the? Okay. So I'm sorry. Hopefully these are just kind of placeholder things because, all right. So let me you renew with me. Early bird general admission is $130 plus the fee. General admission. Okay, so general admission here, really this is going to be, it looks like her VIP admission. Okay, hold on. See, because this is what I was talking about. So this is where I'm going to need a little clarity because this says general admission, but I think this is her VIP. VIP says here, VIP swag bag is part of the VIP benefit. So are we going to get a VIP? Are you going to get a swag bag if you're one of the first 500, or do you have to be VIP in order to get a swag bag? That's a question that has to be resolved, in my opinion. All right. All right. And then this official media pass. All right. So the media pass, she's listing that as almost $1,100. My mic's still working. I'm trying to process that. The media pass is reserved exclusively for the FragCon media team covering it. Not available to the public. It is only issued to media personnel who've been formally approved by the FragCon media team. Okay. So that sounds like, so then, okay. Here's my thought as to what that really is. I think that that's really just something that's there because she wanted to have the ticket for the media pass, but she put a price there just because no one's going to pay that amount. And when she approves whoever has the media pass, they'll just get that media pass and she'll put in the back office of Eventbrite that they have the media pass. So I kind of get potentially what she's doing there as far as that thing. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm just going to go back to the VIP versus the general admission. Now, this says early bird, but this is about the price that I heard was going to be for regular. So I wonder if March 21st, this will actually change, as well as she's got to change this to VIP because no one's paying $375 with the understanding that it's general admission, even though in the information here it says VIP. So just got to clarify that. And these are the things that for me give me a little pause, right? These are the things that for me just give me a little pause just because I want to make sure that it goes off the way it's supposed to go off. Can we just be honest? We know how sometimes you have people that have great aspirations, but they don't fulfill all of those aspirations. They don't fulfill all of those plans. And we're in a season right now where it's costing a lot of money to get back and forth because gas prices are up, airplane tickets are up. So I want to make sure that before I say, yeah, I'm definitely going to be there and in the building, what have you, these are some things. So I'll probably reach out and kind of get some clarity on some things, and I may report back. Well, if I get some information, I will definitely report back. But yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, jump back into the chat here. Lachey's planning to go. Good. Simone's planning to go. She's going with that all black party. Absolutely. Rock is thinking about it. Excellent. Twizzy's right around the corner. So Twizzy is right around there, not too far from the house in Houston. So cool. Get a group for a B&B, Airbnb. Definitely something to do that. A little 375 for EIP is absolutely insane. I agree. I definitely agree. I wholeheartedly agree. That's a steep price, especially for the first time event. It's one of those things where you need to kind of prove to me and show me that next year I want to do VIP. Because here's the thing, if VIP is VIP and I'm getting great value out of it, cool. But if VIP is some Hot Pockets and some Tostino pizza rolls with some Capri Suns, we got problems. We got issue, right? So that 375, I would say this year, especially it's the first time, I would say that price needs to come down more, and prove that VIP is worth it, and make VIP something that it's like, okay, I definitely missed out on getting VIP this year. Next year, I'm getting VIP because the experience was that much. That's just my thought. Rock says they keep changing up a lot. Yeah, that, like I said, that location change. There's some other things that change. So it's still too much in flux for me. And I don't necessarily know that I have the time or the patience for it's coming together last minute, right? Y'all know I have a church background, and I've seen enough stuff happen in church where it comes together at the last minute. And yeah, God did what he did, but at the end of the day, it could have been a lot better if we had proper planning, right? So, Lachey says 160 is a no for me. I'll go have my own after party. Yeah, listen, because here's the thing, if we all show up there, if we do all happen to show up there, then we could just basically be like, Twizzy, what's the spot we can go ahead and link up with at, and we could just go ahead and have our own little after thing. We could, shut down a restaurant or whatever it may be. We could do that, because that 160 again is like, now the 80 as far as the early bird, cool, but yeah, I don't know. Exactly, Marion. You can't trust everybody. So that's something I would want to see, kind of what we're looking at with that. All right. Buff Sin said that 160 better come with a 50 ml. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If we're talking about that VIP being what it is and a $500 swag bag, I'm not talking about just giving me a bunch of like little 2 ml samples. No. Now you got to come with something, right? If you're saying that the bag is valued at $500, then there should be an exclusive that I'm getting, right? I know I saw, who was it? Niles from City Rhythm was there. So if Niles has got a global FragCon exclusive that he is launching there, and that's what VIP gets, cool. I could get that. That makes sense. But if it's just a bunch of 2 ml decants of stuff that you just went to Dillard's and Marshalls and Nordstrom's and emptied out, yeah, I'm sorry. All right. Someone says B&B, chill with each other, go to the event story of the day, bring them back to party with us. Nobody has to drive, everybody's safe. Yeah, I mean, there's some things that we can talk through as far as what that looks like, as far as everything. Let's kind of come through. Ricky's in the building. Good to see Ricky. So another day is Toomey Continuum. Okay, nice. Yeah, I've been seeing those at Burlington and at Marshall's, I want to say. So Toomey is making its rounds in the rack stores. Absolutely. All right, let's see what we got. Saul says, just spray my jacket with all 15 fragrances I got. They're not gonna like me at work tomorrow. As long as your job doesn't have like a strict what is that, no fragrance or fragrance-free workforce, then you'll be all right. They may just be looking at you kind of weird, but it's okay. Shay, I was talking to Walt about that earlier because it don't make sense. Yeah, there's some things in there that just it's on my list of places that I'm going this year, but I'm not necessarily really pulling the trigger just yet. until I get some questions kind of firmed up for me, or some things kind of firmed up for me. So let's see what we got here. Yes, no for me, dog. I can drive there, so I'm gonna do general admission, but VIP is a bus. Yeah. Simone, sign up for their email list. We'll send you a password that will get you on the site on the 19th and everything. Okay, so that's Centaurus deal we're talking about. Let's see what we got going on here. What's good, squad? I'm busy at work, but I'll listen and may not chime in much. Cool. Appreciate you stopping through, Bishop. Good to see you. Roth, sounds somewhat disorganized. Absolutely. That's my main concern. That's probably my biggest concern, is that it looks disorganized, right? And granted, I know when you're trying to start something, I don't know if she has a full-on team. I don't know her background as far as, putting on events. I did see it looks like she does put on events in Houston, but I don't know how well those events come off. I don't know to what level those events are, but it does come off right now as a little disorganized, which is what's giving me pause, right? And I don't know, granted, I don't know what Sense Explorer was like the first year. But I also, as far as just what I kind of looked back and saw when I was looking at people talking about Sense Explorer, like in the first year or two, it seemed like it was more of just like a grassroots type of thing, and it's grown into this. In my opinion, she's trying to start on Sense Explorer level, and I don't know that things are working out or things are set for it to be on Sense Explorer level, right? If I'm honest, I've kicked around, and one of the things that I've talked about doing, and we may try and see if we can put together a cul-de-sac get together in a city, but even that would not be on the scale of what it seems like she's trying to do. This is something that your first time you want to, unless you have a team in place, unless you have loads of experience and in putting something like this together, and you have the connections to make all of these things happen, do it kind of just kind of under the, not necessarily fully under the radar, but it doesn't have to be on this level. It can be on this level, be perfectly fine and go well. And then the next year you can keep coming up to that level, but it doesn't have to start as as in some respects, a competition with Sense Explorer. I think that it's one of those things where it seems like this person is putting together a really big grand plan, but I don't know that it's going to work. I don't know. And I'm not saying that as shade. I'm just saying I don't know. Anycar says, I need there to be a fragrance show in Pittsburgh. Listen, put it on. And again, it doesn't take a whole lot. It could just be something that in your community, those that are in fragrances or like fragrances, what have you, getting with maybe one of the stores, maybe saying, let's just take a room in a hotel, as far as a conference room or whatever, and just have something, charge a small admission, do it on a small scale, and then let it build up, let it grow. It doesn't have to be a huge, earth-shattering thing day one. Build for it, build into it, right? Good idea, Simone. I know Nur Ali is in Philadelphia area, so yeah, definitely something. Nur Ali might be able to, because Nur Ali's moving around. Ali's moving around a lot too and getting stuff done. So definitely something might be to look out for as well. All right. The don't make sense was about the drag bags. Yeah, the swag bags. Yes. Swag bags. Yes. That part doesn't make sense. Lachey, I was about to say a cul-de-sac meetup sounds like a good idea, just something low key. And yeah, and then here's the thing. The thought is that with that, if we do something like that, it can grow as the community grows. And then we have created this situation where now the cul-de-sac knows about it. And now we're talking about it. People are getting more about it. And now there's this fear of missing out that other people are saying, oh, I heard you all had a great time in whatever city we choose to pop up in. And now we could say, hey, now we're going to come to this city. And now there's this excitement that's built. But if we try to say that the cul-de-sac, meetup is going to be in Miami at one of the big hotels there, and we're going to shut down the entire city, and we're going to do all this, and we're charging $120 for entry, and we're having a super duper buffet. You see what I'm saying? It's like at the end of the day, it would be too much, right? Build. Don't start off at top tier level. All right. Otto says that would be amazing for all of us to get together and fellowship. I'm definitely down. Yeah. So let me, that's something that I know I was thinking about, talking about, and we may see what we could do as far as some things, right? Rock says we could meet up at Aura Fragrances. Aura's not now. See, I've been to Aura in Houston. Small little spot. The problem with Aura Fragrance is Aura does not have the inventory always of what I'm looking for. Aura has great prices on stuff that they have in stock, but they don't always have stuff that you want in stock. And when it's gone, right? They do great with pricing. They're probably one of the best prices that I found on the internet. It's just they don't necessarily always have the inventory of what I'm looking for. So, but Aura is definitely a space. I forget who it was. Somebody was telling me about another space. Ricky, was that you telling me about another space that's in Houston as well? And we can kind of go from there. Simone's asking, where is Aura Fragrances? That's in Houston. This is their site. Let's see. So they are in Houston. Yeah. When I did pop into Houston, I did check them out. Now they have, they have lots of good stuff. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna have to check that out because I know I'm supposed to get a sample of that. Definitely. But you can see there's a lot of things that are sold out, but their prices are pretty good. It's just as far as the inventory. So if there's something you're looking for, I definitely would recommend checking out Aura Fragrance. It's one of my go-to spots. But there's that. All right. Let's remove that. They are also more expensive in store. Yes. So with Aura Fragrance, they are a little more expensive in store. However, the tip with them is order it online and set it for pickup. That's what I did. Or they also, if you buy like so many, you get like the wholesale or discount pricing as well. So if you're just going in there buying one, then yeah, you're going to pay a little more in the store. But if you do like, I think it's 3 or more bottles of something, then you'll get the discount pricing that is on the website. All right. I agree. Take the snowball approach, start small and let it build as we go. Absolutely. Absolutely. The old phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day. Scent Explorer wasn't built in a day. So the Global FragCon doesn't need to be built in a day. It just needs to be done right. Because here's the thing, the risk that is being run with this is that if it's being pushed at where it's supposed to be at this level, but then it comes in at this level, people are not going to come back, right? If you start here, if you start trying to go here and you don't get here and it's actually here, people aren't coming back, right? And so she's going to have to make sure that she's going to have to deliver on everything and it has to run smoothly. It has to be, and here's the thing, I'm going to tell you what else would be an issue for me. Start on time. Start on time. If you say doors open at noon, that door needs to be popping open really at 11:59. Don't let us get there and tell us doors open at noon and it's still 12:30 and y'all talking about we still setting up. I know some of y'all have been to some weddings that has happened to. I know y'all been to some birthday parties. I know y'all been to some church services. I know y'all been some places where they say it starts at a certain time and then it don't. That is my absolute pet peeve. I've been in some church services and I'm like, why are we still here 45 minutes after we're supposed to start and we still looking at each other? That don't make no sense to me. All right. So yeah. Yes, Lachey. They also don't put everything in store on their website. Yeah, they do sometimes as far as Aura Fragrance. Sometimes they do. I think as far as what they get in stock, they don't necessarily have the ability to update it as soon as they get it. So yeah, there are some things that you might find in store that are not necessarily on the site. Absolutely. Which is why I always find places that I go to. I find places that I go to. Whenever I go into a city, I'm looking for fragrance places. All right. SVT saying said punctuality is very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't stand that. When I was at Morehouse for them 2 years, when I was spending more time in the clubs, when I was spending more time over at Spelman, when I was spending more time playing spades and whatnot, one of the things that they did drill into us was to be early is to be on time is to be late, and to be late is unforgivable. And that's something that I just now I'm not saying that you that I'm always on time, but for me, I'm almost always starting on time or a little before, and very rarely am I late. And I also respect people's time. So when I was pastoring and running our church, we started on time every time. And I was, we weren't in service for 3-4 hours. I didn't do that. If I told you our service was going to be about an hour and a half, we're going to go for an hour and a half. And then we shut it down and we'll see you all next week. So I honor people's time. I can't deal with people not honoring time. That to me is a huge pet peeve. Huge pet peeve. Facts, I hate that. Yes, I can't stand that. We went to one church one time, and we went there. We were told it started, let's say, I can't remember the exact time, but it told us it started at 10. So we were like, okay, we were trying to check out, as far as just connect with people, what have you. We got there at like 9:50 just because we want to get settled and everything. 10 o'clock rolls around, nothing. They still in Sunday school. Then when it got to like 10:15, the pastor comes in, like he walks in the door, like not he's coming out the office. He walks in the door at like 10:15. That service didn't start until 10:45, 11 o'clock. Y'all know I was looking really like, you got problems. All right. So yeah, I can't stand not starting on time. All right. Ricky said Middle Eastern niche or designer, what y'all looking for in Houston? Listen, Ricky, I'm supposed to come. So my San Antonio trip got pushed back to November. So I'll be in San Antonio twice this year. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to Houston except for this global con thing. But yeah. But Simone is, yes, a deal. That's yes. No matter where I'm at, I'm always looking for a deal. All right. Ricky said the word doesn't have to be forever to be everlasting. Say that. That's a word right there. My pastor, one of the pastors I served, told me, he's like, listen, if I don't go through all my message, they'll be back next week. I can finish up next week. I grew up in a church where we were there 3 hours, and then we had to come back for Sunday evening service. I can't. I'm good. All right. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Couple other things that you'll see as far as a first impression. Your boy got first Nishane. This one is Wulong Sha. So we'll definitely have something coming up on that. Definitely a nice tea fragrance. And then we also got this one, which is the Game of Spades All In, which is their take, I want to say, is it City of Stars, I think? I can't remember. So yeah. So those are some things that also came in. So be looking out for some first impressions, as well as let's see what else we got here. Where in Houston is there a good Middle Eastern place? Yeah, Ricky, if you know that, let him know as far as good Middle Eastern place. City of Stars, perfect. Yes. And wanting to smell that Wulong Cha and Game of Spades All In. Yes. Now Wulong Cha, definitely I've taken it out already. I've sprayed it. I'm really enjoying the tea fragrance, what have you. All In, I've got to spend a little more time with and check that out for sure. And see what's going on with that. All right. Ricky says he has 3 spots for Middle Eastern. Cool. Chief of DC is in the building. Good to see you, my guy. So here's my tip for Middle Eastern places, right? My tip for finding Middle Eastern places is if your city doesn't have anything definitively that is a Middle Eastern fragrance spot, you may check and see if there are Muslim stores that carry those fragrances. My link here, a place that I go to in Phoenix, it's they do, you know, the Middle Eastern clothing, the attars, all of that, and they have a nice selection of Middle Eastern fragrances. So that's a tip there. I'm working on something. I'm working on some things that I may be able to offer them on my website. I'm getting together some things. I got to get some things finalized this weekend. And then next week I should be able to make the announcement and point you to at least we're going to start with decants. So I'll have decants available starting probably next week. I'll let you know for sure. And then I'm working on potentially getting you know, limited stock of some things, and then we'll kind of grow from there. So I can be your fragrance plug, not only for information, but also a fragrance plug as far as fragrances and move forward with that. And if you just coming in, one of the things that I did announce a little earlier, and something that you know, if you're open to it, if you are interested in those fragrances, House of Dubai. In fact, let me get them up real quick. House of Dubai is now, I am an affiliate with them, and let's go there. And so you can go there and you can use code smellgoods10 and you can save yourself 10%, and it does help to support the channel. So it's a dual thing there. You save yourself 10%, and then a portion of the proceeds also come to help support the channel. So definitely make sure you take advantage of that. I'm supposed to be getting, there's a brand that he wants to start me out with, which is, what is it called? Psychotic. So there's Psychotic London, which they want to start me out with as far as like a discovery set or something. So I'm supposed to get that sometime next week, next week, I think. So I'll definitely be able to tap in and let you all know about that. But that's something that came about as a result of some of the things that we've been have been happening as far as in the industry, as far as the whole thing with that guy. But here's the thing: if you're open to it, if you're looking for fragrances, definitely check out House of Dubai, especially things that you're like, you never see on sale, you never find on discounters that you've been interested in. Check them out. You can save yourself 10% there as well. All right. Let me go back here, take that off. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Ricky's giving some folks, Sherrod, giving some folks the information. Sherrod's in the building. Appreciate you stopping through. Winter weather that keeps feeling. I don't know about winter weather because I'm in summer already. Your boy is in summer already. It's supposed to hit 102, 103 Thursday. We already have our air conditioning on. So y'all can stay in them places where it gets cold if you want to. We already in summer. We are definitely in summer already. All right. Otto says, has anyone tried L'Entropiste Unsung Noir? I have not. Let's see what we got. That's one I can't remember their names. I'm looking them up. Okay, so you still help him with that. Ricky's got some other places. Good. Anything in Massachusetts? I don't know who's in the building from Massachusetts, but Perfume Plus is a good one. Okay. Chief DC, yeah, man. Listen, even our winters are our spring. Our winter here is spring for everybody else. I actually enjoy it. I actually do like the weather here. The summers, I think I've talked about this before. Even the summers are okay. They're hot, but I'm good with it. All right. Snowing. Listen, I don't understand that white stuff anymore. That white stuff that falls from the sky and it's cold. I don't get it. All right. Okay, perfect. So Ricky's got some information there for you. If you're in Houston and looking for some Middle Eastern places, do that. And then I think that's it. I want to make sure I got everything. All right, that's it that I wanted to cover today. Basically, make sure, again, if you missed out earlier, I have done I have what's going to be kind of what you'll see as far as content over the next couple of days is going to be my March Madness. So basically, just so you, in case you're curious or want to see how it works, let me get the breakdown, the bracket down again. All right, so we got our bracket here. So much like I did last year, I basically took all of my fragrances, all of my bottles, I put them into AI, into Claude, and I told it to basically give me a round of 64 that is going to be based upon the fragrances. It's going to be, the first one's going to be based upon performance. So the first matchup is going to be which one lasts longer, right? And if it comes down to a tie, then we'll kind of figure out a way to break the tie. But we'll go through longevity, projection, sillage first, and then we'll move on to some other things, with round two being other things, round 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 being other things. So we're going to kind of take all of my fragrances that I have in my collection. I'm going to do a March Madness style bracket with them and see what I can come up with as far as the champion out of my collection. And here's the thing. If you're a content creator, I consider yourself tagged. Go ahead and try and do something like this with your collection. Definitely something just as far as something nice to kind of see what we've got going on and what your picks might end up being. So you can see I've got some of everything in my brackets. Some stuff like Burberry Touch versus John Varvatos Artisan. Interesting matchup there. So definitely some things to pay attention to. And we'll see how this rolls. We'll see how this comes out and what this begins to look like. All right. Let's see what else we got. Last thing here. Last couple of things. Chief of DC is wearing that Amir Al Oud, the original version. Nice. Nice. And then trying to move to Texas. Screw the snow. I can be a Steelers fan from afar. Absolutely. Absolutely. Texas is the new Cali. Yes, because Cali is too expensive. In fact, Cali has shifted over to Arizona, which is driving up our home prices as well. But right now, that's working in my favor, especially if I decide to move someplace else. All right, scent of the day is Vetiver Sensual Macera. Definitely a nice one. I know that's one of Joel's favorite ones. That Vetiver Sensual is nice. All right. All right, George, good to see you back in the high 50s in South Florida. All right, that's it. Listen, again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for stopping through. We're going to wrap it up tonight just because, again, I only try and go for an hour, maybe an hour and a half at max, because I want to give you back your day, your evening, let you all enjoy the time, watch other content that I have out there as well. But I appreciate you all stopping through. Let me know, just again, see you all in the next video. As always, as I ask, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. And then we will see you next video. Y'all be blessed, y'all.